Good morning. I thought I would share with you my day. Maryam here, sharing about how to live a more nourishing, energizing and prosperous life. So it is the morning. Anya is with a childminder. I will share about this in another video about my whole homeschooling journey and the fact that I actually do need support of other people and how or why this is so important. But today she's at the childminder and I am working on grant applications, and I am working with some colleagues that are a little unusual. So I am working with 3 chicks. I got them recently, 2 weeks ago. Primarily, I guess, for Anya to have fun and have some pets, but I actually end up spending a lot of time with them as well, and they just stay on my lap while I work on the computer. So I am applying for a grant which is in partnership with an organization called Windrush. I don't know if you heard about it. If you don't live in England, probably not. And so far I'm reading the application process and the guidance, and it's quite a long document form to fill up, so I just have to make sure I go through everything, and it probably is going to take me longer than just 1 day to do that. I feel like it's really interesting. If I can show you my computer, I don't know if you can see, but they do a lot of activities linked with connecting people together, neighborhood grants, and they usually fun activities that connect people together, which is exactly what I do. So I'm going to go through this, I guess, guidance for applicants, and it says a whole bunch of stuff to go through and figure out and read before you can actually apply. And yeah, this is the good part about it, I guess. For this grant, the funding is either your tier 1 smaller projects, and it funds between 5k and 25k, £25,000. And if you for larger projects, they can fund between 25k and £50,000. So the bigger the amount, then the bigger also you have to provide proofs and provide description, and the application process is like lengthier. So yeah, I will definitely take more than today to do this. And if you want some tips for better applications, I usually always get someone to read it before I send it when it's this type of application for larger grants. And I have people working also with the council, and people specializing in grants application that will go through the application process for me and also tell me what can be changed and what can be better. Always add this important part, co-production. And co-production is when you actually ask of someone for a feedback before you actually release a project, something. That is something I wasn't doing before, and I realized how important that is. Any project, you should have that, even if it's a retreat, a workshop, an online course, application, anything. Have someone review it and tell you, someone who is knowledgeable in this field and area, and tell you actually, look, this could be better explained, or what do you mean with this, and be open to change it if needed. Be open to it. And when it comes to grant applications, a second tip I have for you is to actually save all the draft and save all the elements that you've been writing. When you write your application form, save everything so that you can use it again for further application, number 1, and also number 2, so that you remember what you've been putting and what you've been applying for, especially when you actually start to have several organizations. But even with just one and maybe multiple projects, or just a reminder of what you've put, because sometimes they come back to you and they ask further questions and further proofs and evidence, and at least you know what you've been writing in your application form. Yeah, and they won't send you all the time what you actually send to them. So make sure you keep everything, the date, in order, like in folders, so you know what you've applied for and what is in the process, and you can keep track. Excuse the laundry behind me. Actually, I've used my drying rack to create a house for the chicks, and so now I'm currently in the process of getting a new one, but I haven't had it yet. And the tip number 3 I have to write an application for a grant is to check the previous grants that they've been giving. So check the organizations and check the project that the actual organization who is funding or looking for people to fund. Check who they have accepted before you, who were the winners before you, and what type of projects they fund, so that you have an idea of what they actually want, and you can kind of align your language and your project, your services to what they want. Doesn't mean you have to change everything about yourself, be someone else to please them. Do not do that, or you won't be very happy in the process, but just so you can adapt your language and your project to what they want. For instance, if they only fund project, let's say, in a certain location, think about having your project in that location. Is it possible or not? Because if not, then maybe it's just not going to work. If they fund project based on, let's say, women only, and you normally do women and men, maybe think about one type of project, one type of sessions that you can run for women only, so that you can actually match what they want. It's basic, common sense, but I should explain it or share about it, because sometimes it doesn't feel so common sense when we are so into our world of what we are doing. So it's good to take a step back, again, also co-production help, and see where we can align to the other person. It's kind of always finding this balance of slightly compromising, but not fully, all right? Compromising or slightly adjusting yourself to what other people want, and have that structure that is clear, where you can, the boundaries where you can go, you cannot go, so that you can work in partnership with other organizations who will fund you, so that you can focus on what you like, again, sharing your message. That was the 3 tips I had to share today for grant application. If you have any more questions, please ask in the comment below. Send me an email. Everything is underneath this video in the description section. I shall catch you up in the next video, and join the newsletter for more. Bye now.